I do have everything ready to go for my distribution box. I want to make sure that the fridge is still able to run off of the batteries. I am working on electrical today. I have a friend that's coming that is he's an electrician, so he's going to help me just make sure all my connections are good. I'm trying to get all the wires cleaning up. I've tried a few different techniques. I've used these little wire holders. They just do not handle this heat very well. I've tried just plain duct tape. That isn't working. I've tried other clips, so like these clips right here, those are not working either. I'm trying right now. There's a small little indent where the previous wire was ran. I'm drilling just 2 small holes on both sides of this and then running a zip tie through. And so I'm hoping once we get all the wires ran, then I can cinch it really tight, and then that way that will hold up. These obviously are just temporary zip ties, but everywhere I have zip ties, they are working just fine. So I'm just gonna try to keep it simple. I'm not too worried where this is mostly where, I mean, you can kind of see this is where all the previous rivets were. So I'm not going into this side of the aluminum to disrupt the integrity of the actual frame. I'm going in this piece that is the spot where you drill through anyways to put in rivets. These are just leftovers from the rivets. So that's what I'm going to be working on today.
I got inverters, I got automatic transfer switch, and
right now what I've switched my focus to are the wheel wells. So you can see a couple of them are, well, both of them, they have some cracks in them. And overall, like, the wheel wells look pretty good. And so what I have, and what I did on the previous one, is I've been using a plastic welding gun, is what I've been using. So I'm adding staples to fuse the plastic together to close up that gap. And then I'm adding flex tape over top of it. And then I'm coating the whole thing in Flex Seal. So it really seals it on both sides, both the top and the underside of the wheel well. So once I do that, then I'll be able to start construction on a plywood box that will encase the wheel well. It's in really decent shape. I mean, these wheel wells are pretty good. It cleaned up pretty nice. This is kind of funny. Right here is the old water inlet for fresh water. So you would access it from the outside. There was a hose from here down to the freshwater tanks, which were in the middle. I haven't decided what I'm going to do with this spot yet. I thought about having it for my shore power, because I already ran wire to it. And I was thinking about using the same housing for it, but there's a big old crack right there. I might find a different way to make that work. I don't want to get rid of it, and I don't really want to put more holes in the trailer than I need to. So I think I might try to make it work. And I think it will. I think it will be fine. Anyways, let's get started on making this wheel well look a lot nicer. And I just got to drill out a bunch of holes. I'm gonna go get some safety glasses, because I can only imagine what metal shards in your eye would do. And get a fan, because it is very warm in here. See if we can get some airflow going, and then get some of this taken care of. All right, I got the top of the vent area all cleaned up. Got rid of all the, I don't think it was butyl, I think it was some other kind of sealant. The hole was just a little bit too small, so took some tin snips and snipped it just a little bit bigger. There's the old one. Had to take a hammer to it. I'm trying to put this in, but the problem is, well, when we come up here, there's this gasket material right there that is a pain to get off. So the only way I found to get it off quickly is using flat disc grinder, making an even bigger mess. So that's what I'm doing. I'm trying to do this in a safe way to protect the airstream, because I'm standing on a board to just support myself over the frames. There's the old lid. I'm just lowering everything down. I don't know, part of me thought about just ripping the whole thing out and just cutting it up into little pieces, but something tells me that maybe someone might be looking for some of these old components. I'm gonna try my best to try to keep it as intact as possible. I'm just trying to shed some weight because I know coming down it's gonna be very heavy. Well, I didn't film it, but I got the AC off. I think it was stupid heavy. But here it is down there. I was curious how it was all held together. It was just all held up by rivets. So I ground down all the rivets and then I flipped the whole thing up and then turned it upside down essentially, and then was able to get it to this point, come down, readjust the ladder, and then slowly set it onto the ladder and just use this ladder as like a slide for it. But that thing is heavy. It impaled me just a little bit. I don't know if you can see, I got a hole in my shirt from one of the, I can't really see it, from one of the corners. Probably wasn't the safest thing to do, but I was able to get it. Putting up the new one is probably going to take a couple people. Actually, it's not as big as I thought it'd be. Or I guess I thought the new one would be a little bit smaller, but the newer one's about the same size, has the same hole opening. That's the AC. Gosh, this thing is so heavy. So heavy.
I think it'll look like this until at least I get the walls up. The center strip will be the last one to come up. And then that will hopefully hide the majority of the wires. But we're getting there. Almost done.
All the vents removed. Now what I'm going to do is add this new fan. But first I got to put some butyl tape all the way around it. So move all the way around here. Hopefully cover all of this, and then should hopefully cover up all those holes too. And then after this is installed on top, I'm going to go back around with sealant, with self-leveling sealant. I'll wait till tomorrow and then let it bake up there a little bit, get really warm and pliable, and then I'm going to drill some holes and then use some screws to hold it down. I think it looks pretty good. It fits just fine. I gotta go get some screws. It looks awesome, so I'm gonna go order 2 more of them, and then I'm actually gonna test it right now, make sure everything works. But I think this fan will do just fine. I'm gonna go up and make sure that I have enough butyl covering everything, but then I'm gonna go over everything, all the seams with the lap sealant. We shouldn't have any leaks. And we have power, so I just have my battery charger, my 12-volt battery charger hooked up to it. And it is so quiet. I wish that the air compressor was not going right now. But it's super quiet.